Welcome to Parasite, a film where the rich throw garden parties while the poor fight over Wi-Fi signals. In a story that perfectly sums up the modern world, the rich who spend lavishly while the poor can't even afford a bar of soap, literally. Meet the Kim family. Clever, resourceful, and completely broke. They live in a half basement that's only half habitable, where the view is mostly drunk people peeing outside their window, whilst also folding pizza boxes to survive and chasing free Wi-Fi like it's gold. Then suddenly, an opportunity knocks, or rather texts. Their son Kiwoo lands a tutoring job for the wealthy Park family, and suddenly, the Kims get a taste of what life looks like above ground. Ah yes, the Park family. Living in a big house so big it needs its own ecosystem. Their fridge is so full, their floors are spotless, and their biggest worry is whether their son's painting means he's a genius or just weird. To the wealthy Parks, rain is considered soothing, but to the Kims, it's technically an eviction notice from the sky. The gap between the two families is so significant that when it rains for the Parks, it's considered mood lighting. On the other hand, when it rains for the Kims, it's a catastrophical disaster. Their entire home floods with sewage water, and yet the next morning they show up to work, smiling, polite, pretending everything's fine. Because in the capitalist society, the show must go on, even if you smell like rotting fish with nothing but the clothes on your back. This scene just goes to show the differences in privilege between the upper and lower class that's so prevalent. Just simple things like rain can derail the lower class's livelihood, furthering the gap between the two economic groups. The Kims are hardworking, but the system's so broken that deception is their only ladder up, which reveals an underlying theme in Parasite. That social mobility isn't earned, it's staged. And just when you think the house can't hide any more secrets, surprise! There's a man living in the basement. The Park's perfect home literally has layers of class buried within it. Upstairs, the rich bask in sunlight. Below, the poor survive in darkness. And beneath even them, the forgotten, clinging to flickering lights for hope. A metaphor for the social ladder in society. The rich, who aren't even aware of what's below them, while those below can only stare up in envy. The next significant scene is at the Park's fancy garden party. Everyone smiles under string lights and champagne bubbles, completely unaware of a war breaking out below their feet. It's a perfect metaphor for inequality. The rich can party through a crisis as long as it happens out of sight. The Parks think their life is so peaceful, but they're living on top of a time bomb built by poverty itself. And then, boom! When everything explodes, it's not just blood on grass, it's years of class tension bursting open. The rich can close their eyes, call it a tragedy, and then move on. But the poor? They'll be left to clean up the mess again. But who can blame them? It's nice to be blissfully unaware of things. But in reality, for most of the lower class, who are stuck in a never-ending cycle, trapped by the system of false narrative and social mobility, a theme that is reoccurring throughout the film, painted by society that if you just work hard, you'll be rewarded. But is that really true? Or is that supposed to be just a glimmer of hope for those stuck at the bottom? At the end of the film, Kiwoo, the main character, dreams of buying the house, of rescuing his father from the basement, of finally living in sunlight. It's beautiful, hopeful, and completely impossible. Because in Parasite, the system doesn't change. The poor stay underground, the rich stay blind, and the cycle starts all over again. So yes, the rich spend lavishly and the poor can't even afford a bar of soap. But maybe, just maybe, the real parasite isn't the family living in the basement. It's the system that keeps us all under the same roof.